Liverpool fans, this is huge. Salah under pressure, Nunez future in doubt, and a new wonder kid deal done. Is this the start of a new era at Anfield or the beginning of major change? Make sure you subscribe right now for daily Liverpool updates, breaking transfer news, and exclusive Reds analysis. UK media gives worrying Mohamed Salah verdict after Liverpool drama. Signs of decline. Liverpool left it late to claim what could prove to be a vital win over Nottingham Forest, with the UK's media giving their verdict on a dramatic day at the City ground. It was a day filled with drama, even before the start and right to the very end, as Liverpool left it late to overcome Nottingham Forest. Having seen Florian Wirtz forced out moments before kick-off after an injury in the warm-up, it seemed as though it would be another frustrating afternoon in what has been such a disappointing season. But up stepped Alexis Mac Allister in the dying embers to secure what could prove to be a vital 3 points in the Reds' quest to secure Champions League qualification. Arne Slot and his players will of course be delighted to come away with the victory on a day when it seemed everything was going against them. But there were some concerning signs that cannot be ignored, not least in another underwhelming display from Mohamed Salah. As ever, the UK's media was in attendance at the City ground along with Liverpool.com to give their verdict on another dramatic outing for the Reds. Here's what they made of the win over Forest. Tom Colomos. Daily Mail. Colomos wrote in the Daily Mail, "Though it would be foolish to write off Salah, the signs of decline are there. At one point in the second half, Nico Williams slipped and Salah had the chance to scamper into space behind him. Last season, that would have produced a goal, or at least a shot on target. This time, Williams caught Salah and was able to slow him down in time for Murillo to clear. It was in keeping with Salah's general performance. He remains a fine player, but the electricity of his best days was absent. Salah may yet have a key role to play this season. Who knows, he may even score the winner in the Champions League final. It would not alter the basic fact that this version of Salah is nothing like the player who fired the Reds to the Premier League title last season." John Percy, The Telegraph. Percy wrote in The Telegraph, "It has been a difficult and traumatic season for Liverpool and the hardest of Arne Slot's career in management, but perhaps their fortune is turning. Crazy moments like this dramatic finale could prove pivotal in salvaging this campaign, and despite all their problems, Liverpool remain in contention for Champions League qualification." When Florian Wirtz injured his back in the warm-up before this game even started, Slot must have feared that his own personal hoodoo against Nottingham Forest would be extended. His team would then produce the worst first-half performance of his entire tenure so far. It really was that bad too. Mohamed Salah was taken off towards the end after a 9th Premier League game without a goal, and his problems seemed to epitomise the malaise that has gripped the defending champions during much of this season. Yet, improbably, Liverpool are now level on points with Manchester United and Chelsea after a result that papered over a crack bigger than the Grand Canyon. After the game, Slot had the air of a manager who clearly felt this could be a turning point. Gregor Robertson. The Times Robertson wrote in The Times, "Breathless, bonkers, bedlam. You can take your pick, but my goodness, what a finale we were treated to at the City ground. Quite how Liverpool emerged from this game with all 3 points is a mystery, but in the end, Alexis Mac Allister's 97th minute winner was the game's dramatic, decisive and all-important moment, and a shell-shocked Nottingham Forest were left to rue an afternoon that felt like a robbery in Robin Hood country. In another news, claims of Liverpool agreement to sign £87.7 million rated winger debunked as Man United explode into race. Team Talk understands that RB Leipzig sensation Jan Diomande has not agreed a deal or given his word to Liverpool or any club about his future, despite mounting speculation and interest from Europe's elite, though he is a player to keep a very close eye on ahead of the summer window. Diomande, rated by Red Bull as highly as any player they have ever developed, and their best discovery since Erling Haaland, is emerging as one of the most wanted young talents in world football. The 19-year-old has made a remarkable start to his career in Europe, having initially joined Spanish minnows Leganes after rejecting approaches from Blueco, Crystal Palace and Rangers. His decision to move to Spain proved inspired, as just 6 months later he was snapped up by Leipzig, initially brought in to compete with the likes of Antonio Nusa and Johan Bakayoko. Diomande has quickly become one of Leipzig's standout performers and is now regarded as one of the Bundesliga's most coveted players in years. As we previously revealed, Liverpool are the club to have done the most work on Diomande, who carries a price tag of at least €100 million or £87.7 million or $118.5 million. Despite reports claiming a personal agreement is in place for him to join Liverpool, sources with knowledge of the player's situation have dismissed these suggestions. As it stands, nothing is agreed. The only thing we currently know is that Jan is determined to help Leipzig finish in the top 4 before then focusing on the World Cup with Ivory Coast. There is no denying the interest, nobody has. But let's see how the coming months pan out, a source close to Diomande's camp exclusively told us. Liverpool face Man United competition for Bundesliga Livewire. Liverpool are not alone in their pursuit. We have previously confirmed that Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle United have all watched Diomande, along with Real Madrid, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. One top-ranking scout from a leading European club explained to us why so many clubs are actively watching him. With Diomande, unlike most, there is no major back catalogue. He has only been playing top-level football for just over 12 months, so clubs are now doing all the work they can on him. We can also confirm that Bayern Munich retain a strong interest in Diomande, though the German champions are wary of his escalating value. However, sources insist not to discount Bayern at this stage. Everything points towards Diomande moving to an elite club, but his next move hinges on who is willing to match his huge price tag. Latest Liverpool news, fans make demand, slot sack update. Meanwhile, some Liverpool supporters have demanded Arne Slot to hand more minutes to young winger Rio Ngumoha amid the lacklustre form of Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo. Some stated that Ngumoha did more in 20 minutes than Salah or Gakpo did against Forest on Sunday, and that he is a far better footballer than Gakpo in particular. In other news, well-known reporter Fabrizio Romano has released an update on Slot and whether Liverpool's chiefs could relieve him of his duties. Romano suggests there is one scenario that would make a Slot sacking in the summer far more likely. In another news, Barcelona allow Real Madrid to complete brilliant first summer signing that affects Liverpool. Barcelona have stepped aside and cleared the way for Real Madrid, who are now very close to sealing a centre-back signing that has bittersweet ramifications on Liverpool, according to reports. All three of Barcelona, Real Madrid and Liverpool are exploring the market for additions at centre-half in the summer, and one player the trio have converged on is Borussia Dortmund's Nico Schlotterbeck. Liverpool hold confirmed interest in the 26-year-old left-footer, who is viewed as a more than worthy alternative to Marc Guehi, who slipped through the Reds' fingers in January. Real Madrid are in desperate need of a defensive revamp, with Antonio Rudiger and David Alaba well past their best. Barcelona, meanwhile, are seeking a high-caliber option to bolster the ranks. What's more, Barca boss Hansi Flick is the manager who gave Schlotterbeck his first cap for Germany when managing the national side. Dortmund are fully prepared to cash in at season's end for around €50 million. Schlotterbeck isn't expected to pen fresh terms at Dortmund. His existing deal expires in 2027, and the Bundesliga side want to generate a sizable sum while they still can. A recent report from AS stated Real Madrid's key decision-makers have finally agreed on Schlotterbeck representing the best option. Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate has been considered, as has Mickey van de Ven at Tottenham, but Schlotterbeck is now viewed by Los Blancos Chiefs as the superior option. That's despite the fact Konate could be available for nothing in the summer, and Schlotterbeck will cost a substantial fee. Of course, Barcelona must be pushed to one side too, and per the latest from Spanish outlet Sport, Flick's side have done old enemies real and unlikely favour. They stated, "It's true that the player was offered to Barcelona and that they've been following him. Hansi Flick knows him perfectly because he gave him his debut with the German national team, but both the German coach and the sporting director are aligned on signings and believe that Schlotterbeck, while a good player, isn't what Barca needs at the moment." As such, the recurring mantra at the Camp Nou right now is reported to be, "Let Real Madrid have Schlotterbeck if they want him." Instead of moving for Schlotterbeck, Barcelona are putting the pieces in place for an audacious approach for Inter Milan's Alessandro Bastoni, and with Bastoni now top of Barca's shortlist, the path is now clear for Real to snap up Schlotterbeck, who was described as being very close to joining Real Madrid. Such a move has implications for Liverpool, given that just like Guehi, a confirmed centre-back target might be about to sign elsewhere. Nevertheless, it could strengthen Liverpool's attempts to retain Konate. If Real Madrid make it clear they won't move for the Frenchman, he might be more willing to commit his long-term future to the Reds. Latest Liverpool and Real Madrid news: Slot sack, Ngumoha breakthrough, Klopp. In other news, Liverpool manager Arne Slot has been told the situation is quite clear over how he can avoid the sack at Anfield this summer, though Sunday's last gasp win at Nottingham Forest has seen his chances of achieving his goal significantly inflated, according to Opta. Elsewhere, Liverpool fans have called on Slot to offer Rio Ngumoha more chances after he did more in 20 minutes than Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo did all match in Sunday's win at Nottingham Forest, with two respected journalists explaining how the Reds masterminded the lucky win at the City ground. Finally, Jurgen Klopp's agent has revealed the only job which will likely now tempt the German back into mainstream football management after Fabrizio Romano cut through the speculation linking the Liverpool icon with the Real Madrid vacancy. In another news, Darwin Nunez set for transfer return as Liverpool facing daunting prospect. Darwin Nunez could return to the Premier League this summer after being frozen out at Al Hilal, with Tottenham and Newcastle among clubs interested in the ex-Liverpool striker. Darwin Nunez could be in for a surprising return to the Premier League this summer, just a year after departing Liverpool for Al Hilal. The Uruguayan forward made the switch from Anfield to the Saudi Pro League team last August, but his inaugural season with the club has been anything but smooth sailing. With a tally of 9 goals and 5 assists from 24 appearances across all competitions, it would seem at first glance that the 26-year-old has flourished in the Middle East. However, following the recent arrival of Karim Benzema, Nunez's future at Al Hilal has been thrown into doubt. Due to a stringent foreign player quota and Benzema's registration, Nunez is now ineligible to play Pro League or Cup soccer for his current team. This will be a significant setback for the striker, who would have been aiming to stake his claim for a spot in his national team for this summer's World Cup in North America. According to Team Talk, Nunez is now contemplating his future at the club due to his harsh exclusion from the squad, with sources suggesting that several European clubs have expressed interest ahead of the summer transfer window. Intermediaries have been in talks with a number of English clubs in particular, with Tottenham and Newcastle reportedly showing interest in a potential move for Nunez when the transfer window reopens. Elsewhere, Atletico Madrid and Juventus are also believed to be long-standing admirers of the player. However, a potential hurdle in acquiring Nunez's services could be his salary in Saudi Arabia. It's unlikely a European team would match it. That being said, it's also reported that Nunez would be prepared to take a pay cut for the right club ahead of the 2026-27 season. This comes as Newcastle have been lacking in attacking prowess this season, despite splashing out on Nick Woltermaid and Yoan Wissa following Alexander Isak's transfer to Liverpool. In other news, Spurs find themselves in a relegation scrap, sitting 16th in the Premier League table and just 5 points above the relegation zone after Sunday's 4-1 defeat in the London derby. Liverpool, on the other hand, hasn't been without its own problems in the forward line this season. While Hugo Ekitike has shone in his debut season at Anfield, netting 15 goals and providing 4 assists across all competitions, Isak's stint has been less successful. The Swedish forward managed a mere 3 goals and an assist before he sustained a fractured leg in December, necessitating surgery. Consequently, he now faces a prolonged spell on the sidelines, with a return not expected until April at the earliest. Isak's injury has somewhat dented Liverpool's aspirations of securing Champions League soccer for the 2026-27 season. Currently, the Reds are 6th in the Premier League table, with 11 matches left to play, sitting on 45 points alongside 4th place Chelsea and Manchester United in 5th. Next up for Arne Slot's players is a home match against West Ham on Saturday, February 28th. In another news, Rio Ngumoha agreement reached after Jamie Carragher issues. Liverpool Diomande Rio Ngumoha has been earning plenty of plaudits for his impact off the bench in Liverpool's win over Nottingham Forest, with Jamie Carragher demanding more minutes for the youngster. Rio Ferdinand and Daniel Sturridge have joined in the praise for Rio Ngumoha following the youngster's impact during Liverpool's win over Nottingham Forest. The 17-year-old came off the bench for the final 13 minutes of normal time at the City ground, with his side seemingly meandering to a goalless draw. Alexis McAllister, though, would grab a stoppage-time winner to send the Reds level on points with Manchester United and Chelsea in the race for Champions League qualification. Ngumoha has received plenty of plaudits for his performance after his display, with former Red Jamie Carragher calling for him to receive more minutes. Ngumoha did more in 15 minutes than Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo did before that. He changed the game and needs to be starting games, Carragher told Sky Sports after the game. Sturridge has joined Carragher in calling for the teenager to be given more minutes by Arne Slot, with the former striker posting on X. "Every time I watch Rio Ngumoha, he looks electric. Direct, fearless, always trying to affect the game. He deserves more minutes. Simple as that." And it's not just former Liverpool stars paying Ngumoha compliments, with even ex-Manchester United players paying some begrudging respect to the youngster after Ferdinand agreed with Carragher and Sturridge's assessments. "Top draw the kid Rio for LFC," Ferdinand posted. "Change the game for them. A winger that wants to beat his man and deliver with a mix of speed and finesse." Although he has been a regular feature in Liverpool's first-team squad this season, Ngumoha has had to remain patient for his opportunities. He has made 15 appearances for the senior side, including 9 in the Premier League, although only 3 have come from the start, with all of those coming in either the Carabao Cup or FA Cup. He has incredible potential. Otherwise, at 17 years of age, you don't play as many minutes as he does in the Premier League, let alone at Liverpool, Slot said on Ngumoha after the win over Forest. "I don't think there is any other 17-year-old who has played as many minutes in the Premier League as he did. I don't think there is an 18-year-old or 19-year-old that has maybe played as many minutes as Rio." That tells you how much of a talent he is, and we think he is. He is making progress more and more, and that's why you see him playing more and more. Slot added, "For him to show this already at 17 years of age, it says something about his talent. But as we all know, talent is only the start of his career. You need so many other things." We have shown today, McAllister, a great example of mentality, and that is something you need to have a career at this level.